I'm Mark Maurice, Director of the International Office here at AFOSR. In the few minutes that I have left, I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot of how our international office is put together, how our enterprise is put together, the amount or the various tools that we have to do our work, and just a snapshot of the quantity of international activity that's going on. And then during the week, you'll hear from the directors of the other offices, specifically on some of the successes that they would like to share. And you'll see international woven in with all of the program managers that present during the week, because international really isn't a separate activity from our domestic function. It's sort of integrated in with the normal day-to-day program manager activities that we have. This is my chart that shows worldwide R&D investment, and I won't really go into this because I think Tom did a better job talking to you with the publications charts, but it shows exactly the same trends. It shows that we really need to work worldwide, and just shows that, you know, in terms of direction, there's less and less of the world total that's being done in the United States. So our international goals are to discover world-class research, to identify emerging trends, to leverage foreign resources, and then to import that knowledge back into the Air Force portfolio. We don't want to invest money overseas for somebody to write a yellow report that goes to DTIC, never to be heard from again. We want to bring the researchers overseas into our fold. And we do this through discovery, through people programs, contracts and grants, and government-to-government agreements. We have worldwide coverage, as Tom already mentioned. We have our office in London, which has been overseas in Europe since 1952. We have our office in Tokyo, our office in Santiago. We have an office that sort of does an integrating function of that here in Arlington. And there's an office in Dayton, Ohio, that's part of headquarters, AFRL XPPI. Now, AFOSR works in the public domain. So we don't need government-to-government agreements per se, because everything we do is in the public domain. The office in Dayton works the government-to-government agreements for the 6.2, 6.3 type research collaborations, and we work with them. And in our case, since the 6.2, 6.3 research is also managed by the other technical directorates in AFRL, all of the program managers in our laboratory sort of act as international talent agents as well. Our strategy is simple. If we can build the relationships between our domestic and international scientists, everything else will follow. The end goal, of course, is accelerating S&T achievement and transitions back to the United States. But as it goes along, it also builds international goodwill, it strengthens our partnerships, it promotes coalition interoperability, and avoids technological surprise. And basic research knows no political grounds. For those of you who were around back in the early 90s, you saw how the Russian scientists that came over to visit us and to work with us were automatically our best friends. Scientist-to-scientist relationships are very, very easy to foster. Discovery, we have site visits, we support conferences, we have a lot of ad hoc forums, informal forums, such as RTO, TTCP, et cetera. We do data mining, we have tools for transition, a lot of direct communication between the people in our overseas offices and our people domestically. We publish things like international trends and opportunities and newsletters and such to sort of get the word out on what's available. The people programs that we have include our Window on Science program. Makes it very, very easy for any researcher in any of our directorates to request that somebody come to visit them either in their lab or meet up with them at a conference to be able to share what they're doing. We have a Window on the World program where we can send our scientists for up to half a year to different countries to do work at non-government laboratories abroad, usually universities. We have our NRC Associateship program. Right now we've got 79 participants in our lab, and 19 of those are non-US citizens. We have our formal engineer-scientist exchange program, which was established nearly 50 years ago. Originally with Germany, now we have it with 17 different countries. We have people abroad, we have people that are here working with us, and these are defense-to-defense type of exchanges. It's not a one-to-one, but our people go over and work in MODs and DOD laboratories abroad, and their people come and work with us. We have research projects that we put in place overseas. Typically, what we're looking for is something that's already going on, something that's probably already being funded by a foreign entity, and to be able to invest a little bit in that so that they share with us what they're doing, and in some cases we can sort of affect the direction that they might be going. So typically 40K is all that we start up with. A huge matching foreign return in what comes back to us and in what we're able to leverage. And more rarely, we have government-to-government agreements that we are slightly involved with. We have one in Brazil in hypersonics. We have one that expired in Taiwan in nanoscience. We have a new one that's starting up in material science for life cycle management. And we're connected up to the rest of AFRL for a very large $60 million partnership agreement we have with Australia in the area of hypersonics. Just a snapshot of EORD activity. They had 34 conferences that they supported the last year, 67 of the Windows on Science visits, and 59 grants in the countries that you can see there. AORD activity, in their case, the very large bulk, 96% of their activity is concentrated in their top 6 countries: Japan, Australia, Korea, Taiwan, India, Singapore. You can see the spread of what they've done over the last year. And the Southern Office of Aerospace Research and Development in FY11, 56 activities in 6 different countries. You can see the spread of what they have there. And we do a lot of international initiatives. These are all different. These are where we found areas of opportunities or areas of emerging science and develop them using strategies that take total use of the tools at our disposal. A few of those up there include the Taiwan Nanoscience Initiative. Taiwan is putting $100 million a year into nanoscience, and we're now leveraging with them where we're putting in $500,000, they're putting in $500,000, and our money is to fund the US scientists that are working collaboratively with the Taiwanese. Similarly, in Korea, we put in $750,000 toward $1.5 million collaboration, and that money, again, is coming back to the United States to fund our part of the research. We've put in research areas in other places, like in India, in MAV flight, bio-inspired flight. We've bought into some of the science that was developed during the days of the USSR that we were able to then bring back to the United States and bring us up to par with what their capabilities are. And right now we're working, one initiative that we're working is with Africa. We see areas of emerging world-class excellence that we'd like to get in on now so that as it develops further, we'll have created those relationships in that area. So in conclusion, creativity and expertise are found worldwide. It's not all in the United States. A lot of it is abroad, and we want to take advantage of that. There's a lot of opportunities overseas. We're not putting that much money overseas. Only about 4% of the core budget is actually being spent abroad. Very small amount. We're not trying to increase that either. We're finding more and more opportunities where we can leverage against investments that are already going on and be able to take advantage of that. That 4% bought us 558 activities in 41 different countries. So it's quite a lot of activity for the little amount of money that we spend. And finally, international is integral and seamless to the AFOSR portfolio. You'll see it integrated in with the program managers that are presenting here. The program managers that are overseas presented their activities explicitly last week. They won't be presenting this week, but they are part of the same team of the core program managers that we have here at AFOSR. Any questions?